I got one more for us, man. Trump says he's ready to impose death penalty on people who sell illicit drugs, calling policy very humane. President Donald Trump is again promoting his support for executing people who sell currently illicit drugs, calling it very humane policy to prevent overdose deaths that he's ready to implement. He also ambitiously projected that his administration will cut drug use in the U.S. by 50% during his new term by launching an aggressive advertising campaign to warn Americans about the harms of substance misuse. During the White House event with governors from across the U.S. on Friday, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, Republican, told Trump about his concerns with fentanyl trafficking, to which the president responded by offering his extreme capital punishment proposal of the following the lead of countries like China that impose the death penalty on people involved in selling illegal drugs. While he has said he's unsure whether the U.S. as a whole is similarly ready to move forward with the policy, Trump encouraged governors to push for it at the state level. If you notice that every country that has the death penalty has no drug problem, they execute drug dealers, Trump said. And when you think about it, it's very humane because every drug dealer, on average, they say kill at least about 500 people, not to mention the damage they do to so many others, but they kill large numbers of people. This
And then he
guy,
also said,
man.
yo, if we don't get tough on drug dealers, we're wasting our time. Just remember that. We're wasting our time. And that toughness includes the death penalty. And I mean, so I agree with parts of what he said on this, okay?
Oh, goodness.
All right,
Go
now
ahead.
hear
Tell
me,
me
hear
all
me,
about it.
hear
I'm
me out,
listening.
brother. Hear me
I'm
out.
ready to
Now,
hear you.
is the death penalty too extreme? Yeah, but it's a start. It's like, look, because what was the other side doing, and what were they doing before that? They were coddling these drug addicts, right? They're like, oh, don't worry, come get new needles from us. Don't worry, we got safe injection sites for you. And that just boggled my mind. I'm like, that means, what do you mean? I can't sell drugs outside the building? How you gonna charge me with the crime, but you got these coddling places where they can sell drugs outside the building? At least he's trying something. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the
Yeah,
administrations,
this is
they're
crazy.
they're
Let me go
ignoring
ahead.
it.
Let me go ahead and let me.
No, no,
I
I'm
agree.
not
And
done.
I can
Let me
appreciate.
save
And I
my
can
space. Where's my mute
go
button?
ahead. Go ahead.
Let me
Say what you
say,
got
let
to
me finish.
say.
The other administrations weren't doing nothing, bro. They were just kind of like, don't worry, Timmy, you're gonna get all right. The only thing they did was they lowered the crimes for people with drugs. Because remember, they had mandatory minimums. That was all for the black folks, right? But then as soon as they had to give Tommy the same time as they gave Tyrone, that's when they wanted to start changing everything. And remember, Oregon made drugs legal, and what happened? The crime rate skyrocketed.
I don't know if the crime rate skyrocketed or
Skyrocketed. They
not.
had to repeal the
What
law.
I do know is that we both know who this is going to be directed at. Who's every single crime bill is going to be directed at. We all know this already. Who's always been directed at. We sit here and pretend that we don't know. And for us to sit back and like, at least he's doing something. I can't believe he said that. I mean, you my guy. You already know that. Boy, I'm like, said something that's to kill people who sell drugs. Where do most people come from? They're poor. They don't have any money. They have a lot less options than other people do.
I don't know
That's
any black
period.
people selling drugs in Iowa and Kentucky, homie. They can
Yeah, I
cut.
know. I
They've
know.
already
I mean,
came at us. They already came at us with drug bills. This
Are you
isn't for.
thinking? Are
This
you
is
thinking that
this isn't
Iowa and
for us.
Kentucky? I mean, I won't say Kentucky because Kentucky there's lots of black people who live in Kentucky. Let's say Iowa. There's probably not as many, but there are some there too. Do you think that they're not going to make sure that these people get some kind of a drug court and that the other ones who they feel are the threatening ones get the time? This guy, he's from our town. Timmy McMaster's whatever his name is. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve that. But this kid over here, he's from a bad
Hey,
part of
Timmy
town.
McMaster's got 5 years because they had mandatory minimums in the state that they
Give him
already
five.
made
He didn't get a
for.
death penalty.
They
Give
already
him five.
made for black folks.
Death penalty five. No, they didn't. Tell you what he got. He got the drug program because they already changed that around and made sure the drug program that wasn't even a schedule whatever drug at first. Fentanyl wasn't. Remember, it wasn't. It wasn't high on the scheduled list, but crack cocaine sure was. They made sure they made that the little crack was. Cocaine wasn't, but crack was. Let's just stop. Let's stop sitting back and acting like
Actually,
we don't
marijuana's higher than
understand.
fentanyl right now.
I don't know about anymore. They might have dropped it, but they might have changed it. Remember they changed that around for a minute,
Did they?
but listen, the point of this is right
Did
here. It's just
they?
to me like for a person to ever come out and say death penalty for drug dealers, it's crazy to me. You didn't say death penalty for pedophiles. You didn't say death penalty for rapists. Didn't say any of that stuff. Why not?
Why would there be death penalty for rapists? You saw what they did with that Epstein list. They
Like
came out. They
this.
had the people come out with the folders. You say, "Oh yeah, we got the folders." They made a whole joke of it. You want to know why? Because
because they're involved.
They're involved.
They're involved. That's why they're involved. But they'll come out and say, but then will they talk about the what do they call the pecklers, the pinklers, or whatever, the people who made Percocets? I forget their name. The name of the people who made the Percocets, the family who ended up having to pay a couple $1 billion
Of
or
course
whatever it
not.
was, but made billions, tens of billions of dollars off the drug.
And
Will they consider them drug dealers? Will they
fentanyl's not a
consider
natural drug. It's synthetic. They make that shit.
and it's what I'm saying. They're manufacturing this drug. They're manufacturers. And just because they've been given a little bit of leeway by the federal government to do it, that doesn't make it any more right than the person who's down the street trying to feed his family. Let's be
Well,
honest.
the same thing my mom said. She was like, "Look, they can't tax the only way they'll make marijuana legal is if they find a way to tax it." And they did, and now weed is legal. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as they can figure out how to tax fentanyl, the only person stressing about drug dealers, actually, no,
They
he's like,
already
"Don't
do.
worry."
They already do
Don
tax
Jr. is
fentanyl.
the only person. He's like, "Yo, homie, don't worry, my dad's gonna pardon you." All right, just
Hey, they do tax. Fentanyl is already in, like they use it in
it's medical.
hospitals
It's for
now.
medical procedures. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So they are taxing it. This just got out to the public. And it got out to the wrong kind of public for them. That's why they feel the way they feel. But this is just, it's a crazy idea for them to even bring that up, man. To a death penalty for drug dealers. Go down south and see who the prisons are filled with. And we know who don't commit the most crimes. We see who's dying the most from drug use. Who are they getting the drugs from? Their own people, like you said.
Well,
But
that's
those
why they're
people
all
aren't
out of
going to
control
jail.
now. Think about it,
It's
bro. Like for
weird.
us, how many times for us we always get pulled over, arrested, or whatever, just for like minor stuff. But once you attack one demographic and you let the other one slide all their lives, they don't want to listen to you when they're older. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why you don't see they always people always make jokes like, "Ha ha, he must be smoking crack." I'm like, "Bro, he must be hitting that Fenny." And then people get mad. Well, why would you say that? Why would you say they get all
Meth.
offended and shit?
You know what
Bro,
I mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
they
because
smoke
they
meth and
know.
shit. Come on
Hey,
now, there's people that smoke crack because if you've been smoking crack all your life,
hey,
you still smoke
listen,
crack.
listen.
But these
Hey,
are the new
listen.
drugs, meth and
Hey,
fentanyl.
listen.
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
listen.
And that ain't us.
I'm gonna keep real. People will say to me, they're like, "Oh, this welfare queen." They be saying stuff not about me, but they'll just say, "I know what they always try to use a little terminology," and I'll just start hitting them with the fentanyl stuff. Like, yeah, maybe probably. Hopefully, y'all don't OD from. Not saying that I think it's funny because it's not, but
Oh,
it's the
they say
truth. You want to
welfare queen.
make
I'm
you.
like, oh, you mean like the girl on Instagram where they cut off her food stamps because he had a new BMW and she was making all the money?
You know, what I mean, I hit them with I mean, with the numbers. We already know the numbers of food stamps, but I'm like, nah. But let's talk about fentanyl. Fentanyl tells us that is the key to the entire thing about crime. If you with the fentanyl deaths in this country, they have lowered the life expectancy rate just out of fentanyl deaths. That was crazy.
But they keep ignoring it. At least, and that's what I'm saying. At least he's trying to do something about it. Before he's like,
Oh
look,
no, no, no! Murder, huh? Kill somebody. Let's
well, not even
kill
that, bro.
them.
That's
Kill
why he's putting
them.
that's why he's saying he's putting the tariffs
This
on
dude's
Mexico
crazy.
and Canada. He's like, you're letting too much fentanyl in my country. You know what I'm saying? At least he's doing something about it.
You
Joe
know,
Biden was like, bring it.
he's letting too much fentanyl in the country. You know what I mean? Like the American government is letting too much, but they don't care about that. You know, drug users and drug dealers, they've helped this country through a lot of recessions. People don't
That's
even know.
true.
They built Miami. Let's be honest here. A lot of things that we don't even know about were built by these people. I mean, a lot of these banks are getting caught with all this money in them and getting caught for money laundering for these different people. They're making their money off these. If you stockholders, everybody who has 401ks, you're making money off this too. You'll find out real quick when things start drying up around here how bad it really is. People start climbing in your window for your prescription bottles. It'll change the game up real quick
Hey, you
here.
know, it's crazy. When I go into rural areas here in where I live at in Washington, not the city where I live, rural area, it's already bad. They already got bars on all the windows. Imagine going to Burger
Crazy.
King, they got bars on the window.
That's crazy. They've been
Crazy.
robbed so many times,
So
but they don't
many
even.
times.
In those
I
places,
went to the
they're probably
weed
like,
store. The lady checked, I gave her cash, right? And she gonna
mhm,
hit my dollar bill with the pen.
the dollar
The
bill.
dollar bill. And I was like, I don't know. She thought I'd be offended. I was like, oh, give me my money back. I don't want to spend money no place where people laundering cash over here. I'm out.
I would care there would be nowhere else at. Let me get that too. Hold on. So I'm the only one buying stuff. Everybody else stealing. Let me get myself 50 cent. 50, forget the dollar,
Even
50
the
cent.
one,
50
bro.
cent me.
Even I was like, I don't
That
even
tell
want to
you
get
where
in.
they at, man. That tell you how where they
Yeah.
at. They coming in there with 21s and they're buying everything. They're like, man, look, we balling out today. I got 20 fake $1 bills right now. They just took their time
It's
out
the
to make a
underbelly of
fake
America.
$1 bill. That
Yeah.
is crazy.
Think about it. It's the underbelly of America that the only person that ever exposed it, his name was Jerry Springer. Because at least when Jerry Springer was out, we saw that we all of us had problems. We all had in all our communities. You know what I'm saying? And now they're trying to hide it, but now you see it's the underbelly of America. And with that, folks, we're gonna let you go. We'll see you next time. This is Uncommon Courtesy.